Well, man, we got day 8 of OTAs for the Cleveland Browns, man. And Shedeur Sanders continuously keeps on impressing head coach Todd Monken. Todd Monken had some great things to say about Shedeur Sanders as his maturation as a quarterback is taking place and it's unfolding right before his eyes. And Todd Monken has nothing but great things to say about Shedeur Sanders. And today's OTA was the living proof that Shedeur Sanders is that guy. Shedeur Sanders did some great things today in OTAs. He was the lone bright spot, and Shedeur Sanders completely lit it up today in OTAs. And we're going to talk about it because it seems like the Cleveland media will probably try to sweep this under the rug and won't give Shedeur Sanders no kudos for what he did today. But we're going to talk about it. And plus, I want y'all guys to pay attention to what Todd Monken says to Mary Kay Cabot, basically shutting her down once again. But we're going to talk about it right after this.
Let me put you on game. These other podcasts out here talking that shit, but ain't repping the same. Nah, it's my bro K-Sap. Chopping up topics for your optics. From politics to your top hits. Tune in, you gotta watch this. Exclusive material for your radio, stereo, pumping high definition. Stop what you doing and listen. We smashing all competition. You better jump on this wave. Somebody pass me a mic. Man, I got something to say.
Well, guys, you know I got something to say, man. Well, today, man, it was day 8 of OTAs for the Cleveland Browns, and Shedeur Sanders basically lit it up today at OTAs, did some great things. Basically, he took majority of the first-team reps. Well, basically, I'm going to say he took a lot of the first-team reps, and Todd Monken will confirm that. Also, after the trade of Myles Garrett, things have finally kind of, settled down, and Todd Monken had a lot of high praise to say about Jarrett Burst, former rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. And, he said he's flat out the guy that they wanted. So I don't know what broke down. I don't know what made them trade Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett is no longer a Cleveland Brown. They have moved on. And now it seems like things in OTA between these quarterbacks is heating up. And it seems like Shedeur Sanders is picking up a lot of steam. So don't count Shedeur Sanders out like we've always said. He's a gamer. And like his father said, he's about that life. He wants all the smoke. He don't run from no challenge. So a lot of people was like, just give the job to Deshaun Watson and let's just move forward. And let's go into 2027 and drafting another quarterback. But pump your brakes, man, because Shedeur Sanders is constantly impressing his head coach, Todd Monken, out there in OTAs. So now let's go ahead and get off into what Todd Monken had to say of the maturation of Shedeur Sanders. And then also we got the infamous quarterback tracker back. So let's go ahead and listen to what Todd Monken had to say today at the podium. Let's take a listen.
Has come on the last week and a half as a player, and he's still a developmental player. Shedeur's really come on. I thought he had a really good day today. I thought Deshaun had a good day today. And so I thought both of those guys continue to compete. And you saw today, we've been alternating those guys. You're just not out here every day to see it. It just happened today you were out here and Shedeur got a lot of the work with the ones.
Todd, last week Travis talked about you saw an improvement in the urgency in Shedeur's footwork. So is that something you identified when you came over? And then how do you go about getting him to improve?
I think some of that was some of the decision making. I think speed up, moving through his progressions. I think the more reps you get, the more comfortable you get in progressing. Before the touchdown pass, not so good. He started to back up in the pocket. Really probably would have been a sack. We let it play out. So, again, he's still a young developmental player that I think has come a long, long way. And I think he's got a huge upside. I really do.
Todd, off of that, a couple weeks ago, I know Deion Sanders mentioned that he wants to meet with you, sort of give you a lay of the land on Shedeur. Is that something that you're planning on doing at any point? And whether maybe
First of all, I can't wait. First of all, got a lot of respect for Coach Sanders, obviously as a player, but also what he's done as a coach. And obviously he's done a great job with Shedeur as a father. I'm open anytime he wants to meet. He said he was going to come, but he had a commercial. So if he just lets me know where the next commercial shoot is, I'll be there. I'll show up. I really am looking forward to it. I got a ton of respect for him, and I got a ton of respect for Shedeur because all he's done since I've been here is work. That's all he's done is compete. He was here early in the off season. Hell, he bought me a horse head. I mean, tried to cheese up to me early. So I think which is really cool. I think it's been great.
Guys, you heard what Todd Monken had to say, man, and it's a lot that we can take out of that. He's seen the maturation of Shedeur Sanders. Basically, he was letting the media know because there was a question before that Mary Kay Cabot addressed, but then Todd Monken had to respond by saying, see, y'all not out here all the time to see those things. I hope y'all caught that. Y'all not out here all the time to see those things because basically Todd Monken is probably shutting down the media availability to certain people. And, they create their own narratives from what they heard, not what they see. And see, that's part of the problem because Todd Monken just addressed that because he said, y'all not out here half the time to see those things that Shedeur Sanders is doing. So you're going to write anything that you want to write. So basically, he shuts that down once again. And then also everybody had a problem with Todd Monken, wanting to meet with Deion Sanders or Deion Sanders wanting to meet up with Todd Monken. But Todd Monken said he can't wait. He said the only reason why it didn't happen is because, Deion Sanders had, an obligation before that. And he was going out to shoot a commercial. But he is open to it. He can't wait till they meet because he has the utmost respect for him. And also, don't forget about the infamous quarterback tracker is back. So let's take a look at this quarterback tracker. See, this is what happened today in OTAs. They probably don't want to talk about this, but look at Shedeur Sanders. 7 of 15, 3 TDs, no interceptions. He could have had a 4th TD, but the ball bounced off of Isaiah Bond's hands. He could have had a 4th TD, but, it's learning curves, but he's one of his favorite targets. Isaiah Bond is one of Shedeur's favorite targets. And then you look at Watson, 9 of 17, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Also, Gabriel, 3 of 5, he had 1 TD, and Green didn't get no reps. But what stands out is a lot of people won't talk about this tracker because Shedeur Sanders had 3 TDs, no interceptions. Even though Deshaun Watson was 9 of 17, had 2 TDs and 1 interception, but they won't make big emphasis on his interceptions, only when Shedeur is out there throwing interceptions. So basically, Todd Monken is very impressed with what Shedeur Sanders has done and everything that Shedeur Sanders has been able to do in these OTAs, and he's out there competing. And he told everybody, all Shedeur Sanders is doing is putting in the work. He's putting in the work. So when you put in the work, you're going to get rewarded. When you put that work in, you will be rewarded. And Shedeur Sanders is absolutely putting that work in. So we won't hear the likes of Tony Grossi or Mary Kay Cabot talking about the productive day that Shedeur Sanders had. They're only focused on the negative. They never want to give him his proper respect when he's out there balling out. But basically, Shedeur Sanders was lights out today. He had a great OTA in day 8. And I'm glad that, Todd Monken is seeing the work that Shedeur Sanders is putting in, regardless of who starts the season out, Deshaun or Shedeur. Shedeur is out there working, proving to everybody that he's worthy of a chance. I see everybody in the comment section. #salute. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. Oh, yeah. Just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.